This time's theme is calligraphy brush. For beginners, I've put together a couple of useful things about the types and handling of brushes. The first is brush preparation and cleaning up. The other is the type of brush. After buying calligraphy brushes, first enable it. For calligraphy brushes, one medium-length brush and one small brush is sufficient. From the tip of the calligraphy brush, gradually loosen with your finger in order. Alternatively, you can use water to soften and loosen it. For beginners, we recommend that you do not loosen the tip of the brush completely, but loosen it by half. If you are good at calligraphy, you can loosen all the brush tips and use it. The reason for this is that when you write with a brush, it is important to strengthen the root of the calligraphy brush. If the brush is completely loosened, it tends to be a flat and monotonous line for beginners, and it seems difficult to write well while using the root part of the brush. Small brush is used when writing small letters, such as when writing a name next to a word. For the small brush, loosen only the tip of the brush. After loosening, practice using calligraphy paper. Generally, there are two main ways to hold the brush. Holding in this way is called two-hook, that is, the double hook method, suitable for writing relatively large characters. The other is called a single hook method. It is suitable for writing a name next to the work or writing small characters such as New Year's cards. Let's write with the double hook method and the single hook method using a large brush. I will explain how to clean up after using a brush. There are several ways to clean up. First, for a small brush, drip some water on unnecessary exercise paper. If you arrange the small brush like this, it's done. If you are using a large brush, take a little ink using unnecessary calligraphy paper. There are various ways to remove ink, but I think washing with water is the best. Let's wash it in a place such as stainless steel sink where ink stains do not remain. If you are concerned about the smudges on your fingers, you should wear rubber gloves like this. Use detergent. If you really need to use it, use a brush-only detergent sold at a calligraphy specialty store. In the calligraphy class at elementary and junior high schools, the place and time are limited, so the method of cleaning up at your own seat is introduced. For example, in this way, roughly remove the brush ink with unnecessary calligraphy paper and clean it using the water in the plastic bottle. I prepare 2 or 3 plastic bottles and use them to clean my brush. It is a good idea to know this method is a simple method. When using the brush the next day or within a few days, roughly remove the ink of the brush and then add a little water to such a container. It's a good idea to soak the tip of the brush in water. At this time, be careful not to let the brush shaft come into contact with the water. If you want to use the brush immediately, you can wrap the part of the calligraphy brush in vinyl or wrap. However, depending on the type of ink, the brush is easy to damage, so you should clean it quickly. Finally, last time, in the Introduction to Calligraphy, Extra Edition, I explained easy how to make a brush rack. Hanging the brush on this brush rack, like this, will help dry it. Next, I will explain about types of calligraphy brushes. The characteristics of calligraphy brushes vary depending on the size, length, and material of the brush. With a large brush, you can write bold and powerful letters. You can write many characters with a small brush. There is also a difference in the length of the brush. A medium length is suitable for beginners. This is a short brush. This is a long brush. There are also longer ones. Especially when the brush is long, it is difficult to handle and not suitable for beginners. Another type of brush is the bristle brush, which is hard and springy. There are also soft brushes that have soft properties. There is also a so-called comb brush, which has a hardness between the bristle brush and the soft brush. Easy to use even for beginners. There are 3 types of brushes. The brush that a beginner uses for the first time is a comb brush. The difference in hardness of the brush is due to the difference in the material of the brush. Most of the material of the brush is animal hair. Horsehair is commonly used in bristle brushes and is either brown or black. Weasel bristles are also used for small brushes. The soft brush is white and is used as a wool brush. The material of this wool brush is goat wool. This wool brush uses goat wool from the lower reaches of the Yangtze River in Jiangsu, China. Therefore, it is called goat hair to distinguish it from other hair. The comb brush is made by mixing hard and soft bristles. Can be made by mixing hair with different hardness of animal body. The hardness of the animal's hair depends on the location of the body, so it is possible to make a comb brush. Finally, let's introduce other materials of hair. This is a brush made of peacock feathers. Also, there are soft and hard hairs of the same weasel. This is the birth brush made from the baby's hair that has been cut for the first time. We would appreciate it if you could refer to the above.